3D lipstick with some chrome and some little micro rhinestones gel nail art tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish.
Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be doing a quick review of some new FocalLure lipsticks. They're liquid lipsticks that I just got, and if you're familiar with my videos you know that I have an absolute love of lipstick and I have quite a large collection. And so when I got these two I thought, well, it'd be fun to incorporate lipstick into nails, so I thought I would do a little lip inspired nail design with some gel. So I hope you like that, and I hope you check these out. There'll be a link in the description box below, and don't forget to click subscribe to my future videos as well.
So here are the two that I just got from FocalLure, and honestly they are not the best liquid lipstick I've ever used. They're not horrible, but they're less expensive. So I mean, you gotta, with anything, you know, there's a reason that they're not as expensive because they don't last as long and they dry a little bit too hard, at least for my preferences. But they do have a really nice pigmentation and they, like I said, they're not as expensive. So if you're looking for, like, if you don't like to wear lipstick very often and you just want to get something cheap that's going to have a good color payoff if you're going out to dinner or something, these are probably, you know, they'd work for you. But if you wear lipstick all day long, every day, you might want to invest in a little bit more expensive of a product. So to begin the design, I'm going to be first applying a base layer of some black gel. If you are actually doing this on a human, on a real nail, definitely put down either some clear gel or an enhancement base gel underneath it, just so that it's going to have a much better adhesion that way. So after that's cured, I'm going to be then applying a very thin layer of a gel sealer or a clear gel or something, just as like a glue. And then after that's on there, I'm going to be dunking that nail into some glitter pigment, or it's just black glitter, it's not pigment, and then tap off the excess, cure that again. And now I'm going to be encasing that nail with some clear builder gel. Now, the black glitter does not actually come off as like sparkly, high intensity glitter underneath that. It almost creates a texture, which I was going for, and I know that my black glitter does this. There are different ones that black glitter has to have something reflective in it, almost holographic, in order for it to show inside an encased nail. This one doesn't, so it doesn't have that high glittery appearance. It just kind of gives it doesn't make it as smooth. It makes it, like I said, almost textured inside there, which is what I wanted. So then I'm going to be removing the tacky layer off of that after it's cured, and I'm going to be then filing it just to get that into a nice shape. And I definitely want to file the edges, the free edges of this, because that black glitter does leave sort of a rough texture around the edges of the nails. If you want smooth, make sure you give that a good file, just so that you're not gonna be snaking and catching and scratching things. So that's where that goes in right there, and it doesn't take much because the glitter just, you have to give it a once over. And then I'm going to be buffing that with a 240 grit padded buffer to remove any scratches that the first file may have left behind. So now, using a white color gel, I'm going to be painting the tube of the lipstick, and so it's a rectangle, and I want to leave as much space above it as I can, but leaving a gap beneath it for the French tip, if that makes any sense at all. So after I have that on, I cured it, and now I'm going to be applying a second layer just so that it has a little bit more of a puffiness than just that first layer, because I do want these 3D, even if it is only mildly 3D. And then I'm going to be adding a very deep French tip line with that white color gel. So I'm just going to be adding a triangle on each side of the nail, which is pretty much all you're doing. So at an angle coming down, and then when you go to do the other side, monitor where the top of your line is so that it's even from side to side. So I know that it's just a little bit past the top of the rectangle. As you can see, I just went and I checked that, and then I'm going to go to the other side and make sure that I match that as best as I can. And so after I have that on there, nice thin layer of that white gel, I'm going to cure this once again. I'm just making sure it's all the way to the sides too. And then I'm adding one more layer of that white gel on top of the lipstick. Like I said, I want it to be as puffy as possible. And so after those are cured, which will be in just a second, I'm adding more white gel. You can do this as much as you want. And then I'm going to be burnishing in some chrome powder that's really nice and silver. That white color gel that I have dries or cures without a tacky layer, so it's ready to go with the chrome powder. Otherwise, if yours does have a tacky layer on it, just apply some no wipe and then cure it and then apply the chrome powder. So I'm really just buffing that in. And then after that's on there, I'm going to wait to top coat it for a moment, and I'm going to be adding the red lipstick coming out of the top of the tube. So this is basically just a lipstick shape, so it just tapers to one side up into a point there, and then above that adding my lips. And as you can see, this red color gel is not as bright as I'd like it to be because it is showing some of that black through it. I will fix that in a moment by adding more layers and also painting them. So after this first layer is on, make sure that you don't make your lips with that gel too thick, because then it's possibly going to run together in the lamp. So make sure that it is thin enough that it's got a little gap between it so that it will stay separated. And now I'm going to be adding a second coat of that red color gel that I have over the red pieces, so over the lipstick itself and then over the lips. And as you can tell, after it cured, it even got a little bit less bright in the lamp, so the second coat is really, really important. Plus, once again, the more layers of jelly that you add on top of here, the thicker and the more 3D it is, and I absolutely adore 3D, so I do want it to have some thickness to it. After that's cured, I'm going to take some acrylic paint, and I'm going to be outlining the lipstick tube because it didn't have a perfect, like a really square finish, and I want it to have a sharper edge. So I just went through and outlined that with black, and then added a little line slightly down from the red lipstick just to make it look like it has like that turny thing that they do so it comes up. And then I'm going to be highlighting my lips with some red paint, like I said, to paint them, make them a little bit brighter, and then add a white highlight on the lipstick and on the lips. So I'm just going to take a little line of white on the lipstick and then on the lips. So a couple lines on the top lip and then one line on the lower lip. And then I'm going to be applying a layer of a gel sealer over the top of the entire design. And to maintain that 3D, once again, you want to make sure that the layer of gel sealer that's on top of the 3D parts is super, super thin so that it doesn't just kind of flatten out all of your 3D work. So now taking some builder gel, I'm going to be applying a thin layer of that over the French tip, over that chrome area. So very thin, like I said, you don't want it to be microscopically thin because it does have to hold on to the micro rhinestones, but you want it to be on the thin side. So just apply that in a nice even layer over the tip area, and then wipe off your brush, and then use that brush that just is damp with the isopropyl alcohol to pick up the micro rhinestones, which I have in just a little jar there, and then place them into the builder gel that is on the tip. And you can just keep placing them in there and then push them around with the brush until they're in place the way that you like them. I'm gonna lose my voice here. The way that you like them, and you can keep messing with them and adjusting them and fixing them until you are happy, and then you cure it. So you have a lot of time here to arrange them. And so if you want them to be in like a nice perfect little row, you can definitely get them that way. I just wanted them to look even. I wasn't super concerned if they were perfectly spaced, just as long as they covered really well. So I just kept layering those on there and pushing them in, and I didn't take them all the way to the very edge of the nail because that would just add some weird thickness. So I just right along the sides there. And so that's it. I love seeing the chrome through the clear micro rhinestones. I think that effect is just so cool, and I adored it. I hope you like that too. And please share any recreations with me on Facebook or Instagram. I would absolutely love to see them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!